What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Better Project. I know you haven't heard my voice in a while. I caught the spicy cough, the big C word. Thank you to my good mate Mick, who we went chasing waterfalls, and the next day, or 2 days later, I tested positive. So thank you, Mick. You are a legend. But as in anything in life, how do we turn a negative situation into a positive? That's what we're going to be talking about today. How was having the spicy cough actually a good thing to happen to me, and how I'm appreciating that week off now? For me, if you listen to a previous podcast, I've been struggling a bit. I'm not afraid to say that. A lot's going on. First time dad, partner, trying to find a house to live in, trying to build this podcast, work, so many different things. My energy is getting pulled in so many different ways, and I knew I needed a break. So this was actually a forced break, which made me stop everything that I was doing and just be with myself and just reflect. Now, was it boring as fuck? Yeah. Was it not really an enjoyable experience, especially the first few days? Like the fever, the hot and cold like temperatures, shivers, all the body aches, the headaches, and then the sore throat. Oh my God. Where I don't think I ate for 2 days, and I could barely drink, and I felt like utter shit, and I was laying in bed, and there's only so much stuff that you can watch on Netflix and YouTube before it drives you bloody crazy. But I'm grateful for it. Why am I grateful? As I said, it was a forced time to relax, take a step back and reflect on the way my life was going and what I was doing in my life, because I felt like I was in a bit of I would say a rut, in a bit of a rut where I was just going through the motions of every day, going through my routine and going to work and then editing podcasts and recording podcasts, which is awesome. But I felt like I was just going around in circles. I wasn't actually making any progress. And this reflection time made me realize that less is more. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, we'll talk about podcasts for instance. With the podcast, I was putting out one episode a week, and I was putting out so many micro clips, quotes, like all this content around that one episode. And I got thinking, I was like, is it actually worth it? Me putting in all the hours to put out so many like clips, so many quotes. Do I really need to put out that much content? I was like, no. Like, and what's the return on investment on that? Not much. Like, yes, put out the best pieces of content, but people are going to go and listen to that podcast to get all the gems out of it. You don't want to put it all on your page, because then what's the point of having to go and listen to the podcast, right? So I decided I'm going to half the content, put half, less is more. And a big thing for me, these solo episodes, like I rarely do them. Yet some of my solo episodes are really high performing and so much value. Why do I not do it though? Because I was so focused on guest podcast. And a part of me now, being self-aware, has realized that I felt like I didn't bring any worth, I didn't bring any value, so that's why I probably didn't record them. But now, like, I know I have worth. I know I have so much value to give to you all listening. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna half the content in regards to the guest episodes. I'm gonna start putting myself out there more, because if I'm trying to build a brand, if I'm trying to build a podcast, and I want people to, support me and support what I'm doing, yeah, guest episodes are great. But what about me? Like, people want to know that Nick Batar, myself, can give you, the listener, value. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm here today. I'm going to be doing solo episodes every single week on different topics or whatever comes to my mind, whatever I learn that week. Really, just random but packed full of value And yes, there's still going to be the guest episodes. But another thing on that was I got stuck in that rut of thinking that I needed to put a guest episode out every week. So I would say yes to every single person. And I was getting guests on that I didn't quite vibe with, or they didn't quite align with the podcast, the brand, and the direction that I'm going. But I said yes anyways because I felt like I needed to continue putting guest episodes out every single week. No, Nick, no. Don't do it for the sake of doing it. Quality over quantity, less is more. So I'm going to be getting guests on that align with what I'm doing. And I'm going to be doing a separate podcast on this because the podcast is actually moving in a slightly different direction. Still going to be based around mental health, but it's going to be more solely focused on mental fitness. Now, what is that? Well, stay tuned for the next episode because I'm going to dive into what mental fitness is and why I'm going in that direction. But a quick little overview. Mental fitness is, yes, talking about awareness around mental health. That's awesome. There's still going to be those episodes of people overcoming adversity, rock bottom, to come out the other side. But what mental fitness is, hey, how can we, just like you go to the gym, you do your bicep curls, your push-ups, your sit-ups, and you're getting progressively better every single time you go. It's the same with mental fitness before your mind. So I'm going to be talking about gratitude, journaling, breath work, meditation from myself, and also I'm going to be getting experts on to talk about these certain different topics because there's so many different aspects or elements that go into our mental health. And if one of those elements are out of whack, they're not aligned with who you are and your purpose, that's going to lead you down a dark path. So if we can work on that every single day, focus on getting that 1% better and becoming that best version of ourselves, well, then we're going to be overall a way better human being, way happier, present, and just grateful for life. So that is the direction I'm taking the podcast. I would say it's a more positive and more action-based direction instead of just awareness. As I said, we're still going to have all that stuff in there, but taking that direction towards mental fitness, I'll be doing a separate podcast on that. So stay tuned for that. But I remember just staying in bed one of those days, and I was in bed every day actually, but one of those days that I was feeling better, I had a pen and paper and I just started writing. I was like, some of the things that I already listed off, but the main things that I wanted to focus on was what makes me happy? What can I do that makes an impact? What makes me healthy? What will bring me financial freedom? And obviously, like, what aligns with my purpose? And I was like, wow, like, what is my purpose? Like, you feel like you know your purpose, you feel like you're on track and you're in line and you're like, yeah, but down deep, I was like, am I really? Like, I don't know. And this is where the whole mental fitness thing comes into play here is, that's something that popped up for me, and, putting myself out there more and providing more value. And because I love being able to jump on camera myself and provide value, because the feedback I get off the back of it, it's awesome knowing that you can help someone, you can change someone's life. And even some of the conversations that I've had with some of you, and I've helped you wherever I can, and, gave you some strategies or some tools to help you work through something, like that is the shit that I love doing. I love helping people. That is one of my, my sole purpose is to help others. And I put it in a post, I think it was yesterday, or the day before. And not growing up, but like a few years back when I was kind of lost and I didn't know what to do, and I was at university and I wanted to be a strength and conditioning coach. Now, that didn't play out because I wasn't so passionate about it. But now I look at that, I'm like, all right, why can't I be the strength and conditioning coach for the mind? That's what I want to be. I want to build that resilience, that strength in the mind, and help people become the best version of themselves. So all these things that I've just been writing down on this piece of paper, and a big thing was starting the Grateful Club. Now, if you're not a part of that, jump on board. It is an amazing community where all you have to do is post 3 things a day that you're grateful for, and it's awesome jumping in there and seeing everyone's, gratitude for the day. And if someone's struggling, everyone jumps in and goes, hey, like, I'm here for you, I support you. Like, it's an amazing positive community, all supporting each other, and we're all just grateful for life. So if you want to be a part of that, hit me up with a message and I'll add you into that. But I'm grateful, man. I am grateful for the time that I've had to reflect, because I know that I'm pivoting. Now it might be a few degrees, but that few degrees is going to put me in a whole different position. And the ultimate goal is obviously, help people, but spending quality time with the people that I love and my family, my daughter, and going out and traveling and doing cool things. And that's what life's about. And by me doing this podcast and my businesses and creating financial freedom, we all want that. We all want to be free to do what we want when we want, not be trapped in a 9-to-5 job that we don't particularly like, and we hate getting out of bed every day. Like, who here this morning dreaded getting out of bed because you don't like the job that you go to? You don't like the people that you work with. Yeah, I'd probably say 80-90% of us. But we can make a change in our lives. There can be incremental changes that lead up to the big change of, hey, I'm going to leave my job now. I'm going to pursue a passion of mine. I'm going to pursue this hobby and turn it into an actual business now. Because it is possible. This podcast is a hobby. Was a hobby. It's a full-time gig, basically. This year I'm going to be getting, sponsorship, and I've got the clothes, and, the financial side of it is going up, and I'm working on the back end of all that stuff. But eventually this is going to be a full-fledged business, and it's going to be more than a podcast. It's going to be clothing, events, mentoring, all that kind of stuff that comes with it. And I'm excited. I wouldn't have had this realization or this time to really just think and reflect if I didn't get COVID. So in a way, well, actually I am super grateful that I got it. And I'm just being present and being aggressively patient. You got to be. Because success doesn't happen overnight. You don't grow a podcast, or you don't grow a business, or you don't leave your job straight away. Yeah, you can dive straight in the deep end. But even then, it takes time to gradually build it. So be patient. There was a quote that I posted yesterday that being patient doesn't mean you're not going to achieve anything, or you're not driven, or you don't care. Being patient, especially aggressively patient, allows you to actually dream bigger, because you're not worried. You're not putting time frames on yourself. You're like, all right, I can dream massive now because I don't care how long it's going to take. And watch, you will achieve it. So thank you all for listening. Short and sharp episode today. Just me rambling, telling you how grateful I am to catch the big C, the spicy cough. If you've had it, I'm sorry. It is a shit feeling. I know some people who've got it and it's just like nothing to them. And for others, they're like dying. But I think the moral of this is, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up with the moral of this story, all right? Sometimes that we do need to take a step back from life. Just take a break. Take time to reflect on life, on where we're at and where we actually want to go, because we get so caught up in our everyday lives and chasing our goals that sometimes we're climbing up the ladder, but it's actually the wrong ladder. And you don't want to get to the top and look out and be like, holy shit, like, this is not the building that I wanted to climb up. I want to be on that building over there. But because I didn't take time to actually be self-aware and reflect, I'm now in this building and I'm not happy at all. So take time, reflect, and be aggressively patient. I'm going to continue to push this, and because it's something that I'm implementing in my life. and it's it's actually making me more like chill, because I'm like, you know what, I'm not in a rush to grow this. I'm just working every single day. I've got a few tasks that I do every single day, and it's going to build. Just be patient. Focus on getting 1% better every day, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. As I said, solo episodes are making a comeback every week. I'm thinking the schedule is going to be Tuesday guest episodes, Thursday solo episode at the moment. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about. I got so much knowledge, so much value. I just don't know what topics or what questions you want me to answer. So at the moment, I'm just off the cuff. I'm just talking about random stuff. So, hey, if you want me to talk about something specific to you, you want a question answered or a topic talked about, let me know. Send me a message. I'll be more than happy to do a podcast on it, because I know if you're thinking about it, there's going to be other people that are thinking about it as well. So, guys, thank you. As always, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And join the Grateful Club. Honestly, so grateful. Amazing community. You're missing out if you're not in it. Let's go. Grateful.